When entering the Sea of Thieves world, you have a lot to choose from and a lot to do, but the real game doesn't start until you get to a certain level, and this is never really spoken about amongst many people, so in this video, I want to talk about the most important thing you need to do before you can truly get the full Sea of Thieves experience. There could be a really solid case to argue that emissaries are the most important thing in Sea of Thieves, but they're not actually unlocked until level 15. You're going to notice whenever you're watching a guide or people tell you about what you need to do, the word emissary is going to be put in there at some point, and it's going to be really crucial. But in this video, I'm going to talk about everything you can do to really speed up your process and get to emissary, or in other words, level 15, in 1 or 2 playing sessions. You could even look at this video like an essential start guide for new players, but either way, let's go ahead and get into it. So your goal here is to get level 15 in every faction, and there's no better way to do this than to diversify your ability to get different types of loot. And there's a few really important ways that you can go through this. We're going to start by going with the easiest way you can get a lot of diverse loot, and then we're going to work our way out through the ranks to things that are more difficult. So right at the start, to get a wide variety of loot, what you want to do is have a look around for fortresses. They are scattered all over the map, so whatever your current position is or whatever outpost you spawn at, have a look around on the map and look for the name fortress. I guarantee there's going to be one not far from you, and you'll be able to get some good loot just by completing it. Now, the actual completing process of these fortresses are extremely easy. All you'll need is a little bit of fire, and you can literally do this by standing in one spot the entire time, just aiming your gun or your sword and attacking the ghosts that come at you. As well as that, these fortresses are filled with a bunch of supplies that are extremely useful. From 2 stacks of cannonballs to some really good quality food and some planks, you'll find everything on these fortresses. Additionally, there'll also be a hidden key somewhere around the fortress that you can use to unlock a top secret chest room. Pretty much, this location is a one-stop shop, and they're littered all over the map and a great place to practice getting yourself some good PvE, some good levels, and some good experiences to what Sea of Thieves is like. Next on our list, and moving up a little bit in the difficulty scale, we have treasuries and shrines. Now, these are located, of course, on your map, and by a giant blue swirling pulsating line, I guess, that you can find around the map. The only issue with these is they are very, very different depending on what one you do, but there's heaps of guides on the internet. I've also made a bunch too that you can look at, and you do leave your boat completely unmanned. This is another option and another reign up the list. You will get a bunch of different loot depending on what shrine or treasury you go to, and you'll also be able to try some new experiences, crack some puzzles, and fight some waves. So it's really useful for newer players and really useful for getting you to rank 15. Moving on to the next thing on our list, and really the true thing I want to talk about, this is world events. After you do fortresses and you're comfortable with them, moving up to world events is going to be your next natural progression, and they're really important in the Sea of Thieves world. Now, with world events, you can choose whatever you want to do. Depending on what server you go into will depend on what world event's active, and when you do complete a world event, another one's going to refresh and respawn. However, when you get to the fine details, it doesn't matter because every world event you do is going to give you a large amount of diverse loot. I'd really recommend diving into every single world event you see, no matter what it is, as it's just going to give you experience and give you an idea of what loot's worth in the Sea of Thieves world. However, I'm going to give you a really quick rough guide on what you can expect from each world event. So get ready to pause the video and listen in because we're going to do it quick. If you see a fiery tornado in the sky, it's an Ashen Winds and you'll be fighting an Ashen Lord. If you see a normal grey skull in the sky, it's a fort and you'll be fighting waves of skeletons. If you see a grey skull in the sky with red eyes, you're going to be doing a combination of the fort and the Ashen Winds, fighting waves, then fighting an Ashen Lord. If you see a ship in the sky, you're going to be defeating skeleton ships, usually in the form of a sloop and a galleon. If you see a swirling blue tornado, you're going to be doing a ghost ship event. That's similar to the skeleton ship event, except they're going to be circling an island and you're just going to have to take some pot shots at them. But look, it really doesn't matter. You're a new player, you're going to work it out eventually, so don't worry too much about learning the details. Just have fun getting into the Sea of Thieves world, enjoying your session as a pirate, and playing the game. With that being said though, I'm going to get out of here. If you want to see any more Sea of Thieves footage or tutorials, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I got 5 years of guides that I'm sure will help you in some way, but if not, that's alright too. I'm going to catch you in the next one, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye for now.